Okay, let's bring in Kate McClymont. Hello, Kate.
Hello, Jim.
Okay, so you've been following this story for so long. You're across it all. What's your response, your reaction to those jail sentences that have been handed down in the Supreme Court this afternoon, Kate?
Look, I think the terms that Elizabeth Fullerton gave each of them were fairly much expected. And your listeners might note that Ian McDonald got a far harsher sentence than the others. And, that sentence was he got a maximum of 9.5 years, and he will have to serve, 5 and a bit years in prison. Now, he got the most because he was the minister at the time. So even though the Obeid family got the $30 million, it was Ian McDonald that got the harshest sentence. Eddie Obeid got the next most. He will serve 3 years and 2 months in jail, and his son 3 years. And the reason why Eddie Obeid received a harsher sentence was that he was a member of Parliament at the time and therefore held a public office and therefore deserved greater punishment.
So do you think the jail term is sufficient enough considering the offence and the crime?
Well, there were other things that were taken into account. There was leniency given to, as you said, to Eddie Obeid, who's 77. It was reported by the judge that he was frail, he was suffering some cognitive problems, and that he might be able to serve his term in Long Bay Jail. They also were given, leniency for various medical conditions. But I thought the most interesting one was that Moses Obeid got a reduction in his sentence due to the relentless media attention that he has faced. And you sort of think, well, the reason why he's got relentless media attention is because of, what the Obeid family did.
What's happened to the money that Obeid made out of the crimes that were committed?
Well, funny you should ask that, because the Obeids get to keep the $30 million. I mean, I think this is what is one of the most egregious things about the whole Sorry saga, is that even though they've been jailed for corruption, the ATO has been pursuing members of the family for the last 7 years, and that matter has been put off yet again. And the ATO has been pursuing them not over the $30 million, but just what tax they should pay on the $30 million. I have to say that money was spent on luxury cars, nice houses, affluent lifestyles. So they do get to keep that, which is an interesting thing. And the Obeids are also being pursued. They still haven't paid more than $5 million in costs that they owed on their unsuccessful lawsuit against ICAC for this very inquiry, the inquiry into the corrupt coal lease.
Eddie Obeid's health. I noticed that that Justice Fullerton said in her findings this afternoon that it would be suitable for Eddie Obeid to be sent to the Long Bay Hospital aged care unit because of his poor health, because of his age, and because of COVID. Is his health that bad, Kate?
Look, it was interesting watching him. Of course, we couldn't see the three people, the three now prisoners today because of COVID. We were only allowed to watch by an audio-visual link. But in the past, for instance, at the sentencing in September, Eddie Obeid was just sitting on an armchair and he really looked totally, perhaps not engaged in any of the thing that was happening around him. So, look, I don't know, and I haven't read his medical reports, but he did look fairly frail to me.
I tell you what, a lot of our listeners are already responding and reacting as far as the fact that they will get to keep the proceeds and the money.
Well, I mean, that's
can't blame them.
No, I can't blame them at all. It's pretty outrageous.
Yeah. Okay, Kate, thank you for that. I know you've been across this story for such a long time, and thank you for your insight this afternoon.
My pleasure, Jim.
Good on you. That's Kate McClymont, investigative journalist from the Sydney Morning Herald.